Hope everyone's having a fabulous day out there so far. -29 this morning. That was with the wind chill factor in it. So it was pretty cold. So I don't know what I did. I all I did was go like this, and then my hair just went like this. Oh, the Wicked Witch of the West is here. Welcome everybody, Guru Mama. Hope you're all having a fabulous day so far. -34 with the wind chill here. It's just, and here I want to talk about spring. I do. Um, Spring equinox. I mean, it is coming up. It's on the 19th. The reason it's on the 19th is it's usually on the 20th, but it's on the 19th because of leap day. And and having a leap year, because it's a fucked up calendar. We have to have a leap year every 4 years so that we can get back into an alignment to how the Earth's celestial track moves, and how the cross points of the seasons connect. So, simple explanation. And so spring is coming. So we have the spring equinox, and there's so many different traditions that come with it and come with this beautiful time of year. Now, living in Calgary, it's one of those things is like when you get the spring equinox, it's not really, it to me doesn't feel like spring all the time. You get sort of a fake spring in May, and then all of a sudden you get something crazy that happens in June and kind of July, and then it gets hot as hell by August. But going back, the spring equinox for me is always to see the daffodils coming up, to see the lilies sprouting up, and being raised in BC, it was just one of those things you got to see. And in parts of Europe, you get the bluebells. I mean, once a year, the bluebells just take over the forests, and that, being a part of the spring and the springtime. Now, I will be having a spring equinox celebration, which will be on March 19th at 7 p.m. in the evening. So if you wish to join me, just email me. It's $25, and you will get, yes, a handout. I do have a little workbook for the spring equinox, and it is about connecting. It's about rebirth. It is about fertility. It is Ostra, Ostra, and the goddess of fertility. Not Poseidon, Persephone. Sorry, Persephone. Coming back from the underworld. There's so many traditions when you look in around the pagan world about this, about all the different traditions, and it's all about giving birth, about rising up. So we have the Christian tradition with Jesus rising up. He died and rose on the third day. We have, is it Anana? Is it Anana? Well, Anana, I think Anana, who went to the underworld and rose up on the third day. So we have many different traditions, or many different beliefs out there of death and rebirth. And so we're going through this death and rebirth. The Venus is getting very close to the sun, and she's going to be going through her death and rebirth as she passes the sun and moves to becoming the morning star. So we have this energy of wanting to plant something and wanting to have that fertility. We had Mars and Venus conjunct in Aquarius. Time to get together. If you were Mars and Venus, anytime Mars and Venus is getting together and you're fertile and still can have babies, whoo, that's the time to do it, babe, because you're planting the seed. We also had with Saturn and Mars and um, the sun, forming this Gazini, which is another, energy of forming a seed, a connection. So now we're it's March 4th today, and we are beginning to plant those seeds. We are beginning to really see how out of January and the changing from January, February, as we're coming into March, it's that springtime, it's that greenery. We want to bring in the flowers, we want to bring in that renewal. And it's very much, being seen in the astrology as well, wanting to bring something forward, something positive within our life, and move in that forward projectual energy. Now, looking at different pagan traditions, throughout the world, there's so many of them, and many people do, like a lot of the little witches. I'm going to call them witches, little witches and Wiccas. They usually end up following the Celtic tradition and the Celtic wheel, and and studying and working within that Celtic wheel, because within the Celtic wheel, or the pagan wheel, you can call it, because the pagans, the Druids, followed the seasonal energy as well, is that within every 6 weeks, there is a celebration, there's a gathering. And how the pagans really knew, or our ancestors knew, it's very important to have gatherings. It's very important to come back and connect with one another. And connecting with one another every 6 weeks, knew that you were coming in with new stories, new ideas, new ways of looking at the world from wherever you came from, and having those celebrations. So they'd usually have a place somewhere where they could come and gather. And so you have many of the sacred places around the world where our ancestors would gather, would have these celebrations. Sometimes they, with the spring equinox, it's a 3-day celebration. Go figure. You would bring in all of that beautiful of what you've harvested, because you've gone through a time of darkness. You've gone through this time that where darkness has overtaken everything in your life. Your days are shorter, you get up in the dark, you go to, you come home in the dark, kind of thing. Now we're finding that, okay, we're getting up and it's getting lighter, the sun is staying up a little bit later. We're finding that even though it's like cold as whatever outside, that when the sun starts to hit, because of the tilt of the earth and the way that the sun is moving up towards the spring equinox, we're we're finding that the the snow is even melting, even when it says it's like -13 or -15, the sun, because that heat of the sun is coming in. So we're beginning to really feel it, and know that the spring is coming. So this is, I find, is a time of preparation. And when I was growing up, some of the preparations that we were having, because being Catholic, we had Lent, which is that for 40 days you uh, gave something up. And I think that's really I mean, 40 days is such a powerful number of making transformation and changes in your life, and in the way that you do things. Doing something for 40 days, even, we do 40-day mantras, that causes a vibrational change within yourselves. And we know scientifically that your cells, your blood is regenerating within every 40 days. So whatever mantra, whatever you are doing in this time, it is really setting in a new energetic pattern onto your body. So an imprint. So we're creating a new imprint upon ourselves, so that we can be a better person, so we can step out in a more harmonious, joyous way, so that we are able to tackle the challenges that we have in our life and step forward. So we have this transformation that is going on within the world at this time, as we are coming into this beautiful spring equinox and embracing that newness, that new energy, that scrumptiousness of it all. So as I said, on March 19th at 7 p.m., we're going to have a spring equinox celebration. Those who want to join me, I'm going to give you a list, because we're going to be bringing things in and being able to celebrate. So there's certain things that for you to purchase, and they're not expensive things. They're just very actually not very expensive at all. But but in not only in planting the seeds, but also in creating a new light for us all and bringing in that new light. So bringing in, I love Easter celebrations. I already got my Easter tablecloth out. Mateus picked it out on our coffee table here. So I'm going to be starting to bring out, little Easter bunnies, and I have my little bunny over there, my barista bunny. But start bringing out little things that symbolize Easter. And one of my places that I love to go, and I got to control myself, but is Michael's. Michael's is a great little witchy spot. So is the dollar store, because you can pick up these cute little Easter things that you can start bringing in and bringing that spring in now. So if you want to start preparing for this energy, because as you place them around the home, you don't have to take them down that day. You could continue them on all the way up to the summer solstice, and then switch it over to a summer theme and bring in summer energy, right? I know Michael's is a very dangerous place, but they do have these cute little miniatures that they bring in that are great for Easter. You could do a whole Easter village if you want to, or a whole spring village, and bringing that spring in. So, bringing in little stuffed bunnies, and I'm waiting a little bit because of they'll start having more sales on, and I love picking things up more on sale. So, having that, bringing that Easter, that Ostra energy into our lives really helps us to brighten up, especially when we are feeling so much pressure that's coming around us. I mean, we have Saturn, Venus just came off the square to Uranus. We have Mars coming up to the square to Uranus. Not there yet, but in saying that, there's a drive to do things, to create things, to m- um, move into a new direction, and we want to do it, and not taking into account where our truth is, where our values are, where we need to strive to plant our roots to create the harmony within our lives. There's so much out there that wants us to change and adapt and move, and Mars in Aquarius definitely is that energy. Let's move on, let's create. And with Venus there, let's harmonize with our relationships and what those new types of relationships we can bring in to our world. And we have Uranus. Yes, he wants change, but he wants to make sure that what we are wanting to prescribe for our lives is something that is within a harmonious, loving, higher way of being, and not just because. And we can get into that sort of just because kind of energy very easily. So this is why I find it's like, okay, let's look into the spring. Let's start bringing that beautiful energy of springness into our day. And if you can make it out to the dollar store, or you can make it out to different places, you can start creating and bringing in different items, just very slowly, for this beautiful season that's coming up. And they have some really cute dishware, dishes and china and things like that are also a lot of fun to bring in. And I think, with so much humdrum and drama that's being brought up in the world right now, and it's just, we know it's just going to increase, we know it's just going to become more intense. This is sort of carving out in that craziness our own little harmonizing vibration of light and love, and bringing forth the planting of the seeds that we would like to plant. So just saying. Um, let's see. Let's go into the boxes and see what I can bring out. So, oh, not sure if there's anything in this one. Oh, it's heavy. Oh, this one's really heavy. So I have all these shoe boxes that I got from that place called Michael's. Woo! Oh, look at this. Look at this. And in these boxes, I have like 5, 6 of them, 7, maybe 8, something like that. Anyways, so in here, what do I have in here? Look at, I found the unicorns. So we got the unicorns. So bring out the unicorns. And I don't want to do those ones. But we do have the Akashic Tarot. So we'll bring those out. Wisdom of Oracle. Let's see what are these ones? Oh, a tarot deck. Nice. What tarot deck? I think this is my pagan deck. Yeah. Pagan tarot deck. So, which are very cool. What was up there? 7 of Pentacles and the Sun. Oh, nice cards down up on top. So we'll just put those back down here, because we're going to look into these ones. I haven't used, I don't know if any of you out there have used this deck very much. They call it the Akashic Tarot, but it's not a full, I think they should have said Akashic Tarot Oracle deck, because it's not a full, it's only 62 cards. So it's not a full tarot deck like the traditional like reader writer deck is. So it's these have 78 and this one only has 62. So there's some cards that are missing. So put this back down here. Heavy. So yeah. So let's first. No, I don't need you. Put you over there. Did a full clean yesterday. That's the other thing with spring coming. Start doing your spring cleaning. Don't try and do it all at once, but try and section out your apartment, your house into sections and begin to do your spring clean. This is a really great time to get rid of all of the old dust. Like I took things off the shelf and I rearranged a lot of items, cleaned them, and your crystals. Sometimes you have crystals that are around your home. I don't know. Well, I do, that need to be cleaned. So I took them down, and the ones that I could clean with soap and water, I did. And because you have to be careful, not all crystals can be cleaned that way. Other ones, I do take a little like an old toothbrush, and I clean them that way to get rid of some of the dust very gently. So taking some time to clean your items right now is a beautiful time to do that, and start going through your items, sorting it out, cleaning it all, and it makes your house feel more lively, more light, even when it's cold outside right now where I am. So this is a good time. Okay, what do I need to do? Let's clean, let's vacuum, let's dust and pick up. For me, it's all of the cat and the dog hair, which drives me crazy, especially the dog hair. Anyways, I won't go off on that, but the cat hair has always been easy to clean. The dog hair is just, oh fuck, it's everywhere. She just sits and sheds. Anyways, whatever. But making sure cleaning that all up. Maybe you have some old throws that you have on your couch and stuff. Throw them into the laundry, fluff them up, start changing things around. Maybe you change pillowcases and stuff, or maybe you have a spring theme for your home. I have one client who changes her paintings. Like she is a decorator, so she has different paintings and stuff like that. So she'll change them out for the season, right? She has some for winter and some she keeps up all year round. But then there's others that she brings out for for the summer and for the spring. So if you want to do something like that, or even go out and start bringing in spring paintings and stuff into your home, I just feel like sometimes we can get in a rut with what we have on our walls, you know? So it's really good to sort of change them up, move them around. That moves the energy, and it helps for you to really get in more of a creative mood. And dust, I find, if you aren't dusting, if you just like sort of ignore it, the buildup, what happens is that that weighs you down. That weighs you down. So cleaning, I've been in houses where I've done cleaning. I think I've told this story before about this one place that beautiful home. Like the door was like solid oak door. It was probably like I'm only 5'2", and it had another like another I'd say 6 feet, 7 feet up above me, you know, from my height. And so huge, big door. Wow. Just coming into her place, and then she had a walkway up on to walk to look over into the galley. And absolutely. Her spot where she did all of her aesthetics. So she did aesthetics. So she did nails and things like that and facials. Her area was spotless, like just spotless. And when you came in, you could walk right up into her area. You wouldn't walk up to the rest of her house. The rest of the house was like, okay, you want me to cleanse your house. Like I can, you know, energetically, you can sage and stuff like that, which is absolutely great. But if you are not physically cleaning your house, saging means fuck all, truthfully, because what it does, it just in the dust and in everything that's in your home, it sits there. It sits there. So if you know, for the first maybe day or so, it might feel okay, and then that energy is still there, right? So it's so important to do a physical clean as well as the spiritual clean. So, and I was explaining that to her because just coming around different corners, and you know, it's, you know, yeah, I know places get dusty, and I know my house is not perfect by far, but it's when you can go into somebody's, you know, walk around or even go into their bathrooms, and, you know, when your shaving cream or whatever is sitting on the shelf and there's dust on it, wipe that off. Run it under hot water, clean it, clear it, because your bathroom is another place energetically. It holds, it holds a lot of shit. Ah, ha, ha. But it holds a lot of energy because energy moves through the water, moves through everything. The other thing when I come in to do somebody's home for cleaning is I flush their toilets. And if they haven't used the bathroom downstairs, I flush it right away. And I tell them that they have to do that often. Just because you don't go down there and use the toilet very often, maybe it's whenever you're doing laundry and you have to pee quickly or something like that, but you don't, it's not your regular toilet that you use. Go down there and flush it at least once or twice a week, honestly, because you don't realize how much stagnant energy sits in that toilet, sits in those pipes that are there. Turn the water on, you know, allow the water just to run for a couple seconds, then turn it off, and that. Uh, Getting the energy flowing is so important. And dusting, and even, you know, as I say, in the bathrooms is a big spot where a lot of people don't even think about it. You know, they don't think about the fan, or they don't, you know, the lighting or anything like that. It's just like, oh, I clean the toilet and I clean the bathtub. Well, yeah, but you've got to clean all of those things that are around, you know, that sit around and collect dust, and move them, and move that energy. So again, this is the time to start doing it. This is the time to start moving that energy, cleaning it, and allowing for those new positive vibrations of spring to come forward. So start to do your spring cleaning. And it's amazing how you can find things that are very stagnant over the winter time and kind of sit there, and you don't pay any attention to them. And then you start moving things around. You're like, oh shit. That's the way I found yesterday. I was like, oh my, I've dusted around things, you know, but I took the books off and I really cleaned them. And that's the other thing, your books. I mean, cleaning and dusting off your books is very important because it's amazing. Because there are probably some books that you don't use very often that need to be cleaned. So, and dusted off. And especially if you don't have them in an enclosed case. So the dust doesn't get to them. So there you go. Tips on cleaning. And if you make your own cleaner and stuff like that, adding a little bit of salt into your cleaner is really good. Vinegar is like fabulous. It's a fabulous one for cleaning. It cuts through a lot of shit. Seriously. So if you're just if you want to add into, if you have regular cleaner or something like Mr. Clean, add some vinegar into that. Yeah, spirits don't like vinegar very often. All right, let's pull some cards. I think passion. So in comes this beautiful passion. Oh, it's of course red. So red is fire. Fire is passion. Bringing in that substance of passion into your life. And this is like, do what excites you. Now, I'm going to go back to cleaning. Cleaning might not excite you, but having a clean home excites you. Having something clean, like going into a bed with fresh sheets. Absolutely fabulous. Everybody loves that because it just feels so good. So looking at the things, it's like maybe the first part may not excite you, but as you move through it to the end result, to what you are going to, that's what excites you. So that's what you got to look at, because doing something, oh, this just excites me, I just want to do this and this and this. But we got to look at what is that process to bring up to that place that is bringing that passion in. So we want to increase that energy level. We want to increase that, and trust in the process. Trust in the process that's coming in. That's the whole thing, is like with that passion, you got to trust in the process, trust in leaping into and knowing that you are fully supported. The universe has your back. When you surrender to that of the higher power and trust in the process, trust in what is getting you going and what is moving you, because that can also be very scary. And you're like, oh, that's not what I want to do, or, oh, I won't do that. Trust in the process that doorways will open up. It will, and things are going to move in the direction that they need to move into. And in saying that, you follow your intuition. Yeah, listen to the whispers of your heart. The intuition will come in and start to whisper. Now, your intuition is not going to be loud. It's not going to be like, yeah, sometimes it is. But a lot of times the intuition is this little tin twing and a little push that's saying, just go over there and look. Just go over and do that. What about over there? And you just, sometimes, and that's why you have to come into that stillness, and you got to come into the meditation, because that is where you start to hear what your intuition, because you are now silencing, you are quieting yourself, you're quieting the energy within you so that you are able to hear what it is that passion is, to trust in what you are hearing and trust in that intuition as you're moving forward. Gotta love the unicorns, man. Just gotta love the unicorns. So my loves, I'm going to send you guys off on a fabulous day. Go out and embrace the day. May the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be and all you do. Let me know if you want to join me for the spring equinox, which is on March 17th. It's $25. And if you're wanting to book a reading, and so get a hold of me and I'll send you the information to book a reading and for the spring equinox. So have a blessed one, and we will talk to you soon. And if you want to, go to Michael's, go to the dollar store, start bringing spring into your life. Bye-bye.